Now, there are many black men who have done great things and were married to non-black women. And the common reason is not the color of those women's skin, but the peace and encouragement that those women brought, their desire to help those men accomplish things. That's what's important in a woman.
Welcome to Male Reality Lessons, where topics are reviewed and discussed as iron sharpens iron. Greetings. Before we step into today's video, please take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Male Reality Lessons. We're a new channel and we're trying to grow. On today's episode, we're going to focus on men in the dating market and primarily how their selection process is going in the modern climate. Most men that have traditional values want to be respected and not just tolerated, looking for a partner that is cooperative and submissive. That being said, we're going to examine some sage advice from the brilliant attorney Dennis Spurgeon and come back and let's have a conversation.
You can lose a lot of money chasing women, but you'll never lose women chasing money.
Now, some of us, push back on getting into relationships outside of the black community because it's a racism. And racism exists. It's true. But you shouldn't generalize and think all white people or persons of another race just hate you. They just wake up hating your ass in the morning. Every individual's different, and everybody has preferences. You should date who you choose, who you want, and who loves you, and who has respect for you. Let me tell you something now. Also, the fact is, skin color, as far as Western women is concerned, has very little to do with how successful your relationship will be, irrespective of racism. Because you got the darkest of dark-skinned black women who are worse than some Jim Crow era white men. They will lock you up, call the police up on you, make stuff up on you, hit you, beat you, abuse you. Worse than any sheriff from Alabama trying to keep you from crossing the bridge. They'll do you bad or worse than Becky. I don't see Becky unaliving black men on Facebook and running them over with cars. But I see KK Keisha doing it. She doing things worse than Karen is doing to black men. These pro-black men, they got to understand something. A man's self-image and respect for his people are not determined by the race of the woman that he decides to have sex with, mate with, marry.
Men are some of the most undervalued, disrespected men of our time. Not only do they have to deal with racial profiling, they have to live and work in a system that was created for them to fail. They're constantly being demasculated by their size or how much money they make. And it's done to them by the women of their own culture. We're the only women that will publicly humiliate a man based on the size of his anatomy and his finances. Only 15% of Americans are making over $100,000 a year. If you meet a man that's not physically or mentally abusive and has beat the system, he's already successful. If you feel like that you're lowering your standards based on how much a man makes, then you just don't need a man.
Now, there are many black men who have done great things and were married to non-black women. And the common reason is not the color of those women's skin, but the peace and encouragement that those women brought, their desire to help those men accomplish things. That's what's important in a woman. These pro-blacks got y'all acting like you're not free men. That is the irony. You're pro-black, but you're not pro-black man. You telling black men they're trapped and they're in the cage. They're not free. If you brothers don't believe you're free, get your passport, go hop on a jet and never return. That's how free you are. Our ancestors couldn't do that. And for these modern day pro-blacks to be telling you you're still in a cage, telling you you're still as enslaved as your ancestors, that is disrespectful to our ancestors and their legacy. And let me tell you something else. Are y'all bored? Let me make sure you're not bored, because I'm about to get hot. Considering the gender fluidity BS that's going on right now in the Western world, where you got shims and hims and dudes wearing skirts, it's silly that grown men would be upset that another man wants to be with a woman, no matter what her race or color is. I find that these cowardly so-called pro-blacks have nothing to say about these rainbow riders, but they will shame a heterosexual black man for seeking out and dating and marrying women of other races who would bear them children. Explain that to me, other than cowardice.
Well, I'm going to have to agree with the attorney Sperling. Regarding male and female relationships, as well as marriage, you need to go where you are appreciated and not just tolerated, as well as being respected as a man. And because, as everyone always says, that whether you're a feminist, a moderate, or a liberal, these are changing times, and you have to adapt to said times. So, traditional values appear to be out the window, and for those who wish to maintain said values, they need to go where traditional values are still respected, taught, and honored. I personally believe in this country, there is some women left that you could have established, but it's not as easy as it once was, say, 30 years ago. You will have to almost, it's like what was once common is and in abundance is now in a minority. So pick and choose wisely. With that being said, I'd like to hear from you in the comments section. Please provide your commentary there. As always, thank you for watching. Please subscribe to Male Reality Lessons and have a good day.